doing a quick Instagram story. I'm live, and here I am at GAPABA, right? Is that right? And I'm getting ready to do a presentation, and I'm just showing them a few things that they can use so they can get videos to grow their firm. Here it is. And it's just that easy to do a quick live video. That's exactly what I did on Instagram. I did a live story is what it's called. So we're not going to talk a whole lot about Instagram. We kind of talk about what works or what we've seen work for lawyers. I have 2 books that I'm going to give away today that are all about marketing for attorneys. Now, I actually wrote a book called How to Market Your Law Firm. I ran out. But this is the actual book we actually recommend for our clients as well. So, we're going to record this, so remind me, Lucy. You'll see me holding this, and this is just so that we get great audio for the recording. So you will have access to this after the program. All right, so this is going to be a blueprint, how you're going to establish trust and build authority using videos and social media in 30 days or less. So it's going to be a lot of information that we're going to go over here. All right, and again, this is me, and Jung and I were talking about my picture there. It's a fun picture. We're in marketing. My background is actually, my undergrad is in education. I was a school teacher in my 20s, and my master's is in organizational management. I worked for the largest IT financial company in the country up until 3 years ago when I actually walked away. I was an assessor before the auditors went in, before the FFIEC. So loved what I did, traveled across the country, and then I walked away and started this company about 3 years ago. So there's my information if you want to catch up with me online. Oh, and that fun part of that picture, I have a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 13-year-old at home. And I was kind of making fun of they're great at social media, young people, and they do all these fun poses. And I was doing a fun pose that my daughter did at a photo shoot, and that is the best picture that came out. So it's just the picture that we use. And it's very much my personality. I am high energy all the time. I try to turn it off, and it just doesn't happen unless I go to sleep. So sorry. Especially working with attorneys, it's always fun to see them kind of stare at me at first. They're like, okay. All right, so we help, and my company is called Creative Internet Authority, and if you see my badge, it's kind of like the CIA. And I tell people, we actually kind of are like that. We use heat maps, and Ulysses is like a secret agent, and we help attorneys use videos to attract better clients, generate more referrals so that they can build thriving practices that they love without burning out. And that's our whole thing, because there's a point where you can just burn out. It's a lot of work. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I run this company. I have 2 locations, one downtown across the street from the Ritz at 200 Peachtree Street, and I have 3 offices outside the perimeter. So it's a lot of work. But this is what we help our attorneys do, and we do it specifically with video. All right, I'm thinking Brian gave all these facts before, great. But, you know, global internet traffic, videos are going to make up more than 80% by 2019. And every single year that they've said that, hey, video is going to make up this percentage, it just keeps growing. People want to watch video. There's sort of like a fun that comes with watching video. You know, when you're in school and they say, hey, we're going to watch a video today, you get all excited. And so people now are coming to where they expect to see it. Tubular Insights, 500 million people are watching videos, just like Brian said, on Facebook every single day. How many of you have Facebook or have made it? Okay, everyone, I think, raise their hands up, maybe one. You have Facebook. I hear people all the time, so my clients aren't on Facebook. They are doctors, accountants, lawyers, everyone, CEOs, they are on Facebook. Now, they might not be on Facebook posting updates. So I post once or twice a day, or excuse me, a month. I'm not even on Facebook that often, but that doesn't mean that they're not on Facebook. And there are so many ways that you can actually run ads, and then once they see that ad, run another ad and target them on Facebook. Video landing pages. So basically, if you have a video and you create a website page, people can actually go to that page and it has a video on it and watch that specific page on your website. And 45% of people watch more than an hour. Again, we talked about that at Facebook and YouTube. If you want something fixed, you go to YouTube. Many of our purchasing decisions, our service-based decisions, they are made through video. So that's nothing new for us. All right, so with the blueprint, we're going to talk about this lawyer's video marketing blueprint. Again, the presentation will be available. You'll have access to this as well. And really how we help our clients kind of go through this. I'm going to walk through the blueprint. And today we're going to talk about what Cherish said earlier, the hero story. You know, what's that story and why did you decide to start your firm? All right, here. Going to identify your ideal client is the first thing. So here, you can't create effective marketing videos without knowing who you want to work with as a result of that marketing. And we're going to get into your avatar. And I think a part of this presentation today will surprise you about that. But you have to make sure that you're marketing to the right person. And most of the time, people are like, well, I'm marketing to my prospective clients. Well, that's only part of the equation. So what we've identified with our clients, so we work with firms, to give you an idea, I do work with some solo firms, and I work with larger firms like Smith, Gambrell, and Russell. They're a client of ours. Moringham, Johnson, and Steele. We work with the Cochran firm. So we have some AmLaw 200 firms that we work with, and we have some solo firms. What we found is, for our clients, you have a prospective client. So if you practice family law, you have a prospective client that you want to go after, or maybe if someone's gotten into a car accident, or if they got hurt at work, they were hurt at work. But you also have your current client. Our current clients refer us business. So if your business is growing through word of mouth, then your current clients are referring you business. And more than 50% of your clients are always going to come from referrals. Always. Now your third one is attorneys, other attorneys in here. Estate planning, workers' comp. So you're of counsel, you're passing information in family law. Other attorneys are always going to be part of your avatar because you want them to see you as a thought leader, as an expert, as an authority. Why would they want to refer business to you when they can refer business to one of the other 40,000 attorneys in Atlanta, or someone they went to law school, or someone that just moved in across the street or upstairs on their floor? But this fourth one here, I'm so glad to hear Morgan Stanley and Bank of America and financial advisors here, because guess what? Your referral partners. So many people don't think about their referral partners. With Cherish, I introduced her to someone because I was at an event and the woman was talking about, she was a minority woman like myself, and I'm just listening. She owns an insurance agency. And then she proceeded to tell me that more than majority of her clients were Asian. And I thought, oh my gosh, I know someone I'm going to introduce you to. And I just immediately, we had lunch, and immediately I made an introduction. It just made sense to me. You have to think about your referral partners as part of your avatars here. So I have it up here, your prospective clients. Remember your current clients, because they can refer you business. And you also want to establish trust, because if your current client, if you're doing family law and they call you, maybe they got hurt at work, you want to be their resource. They should call you if they get in an accident, even though you don't practice it, because you can then refer it to another attorney. So if your clients trust you, if you built up some authority, they're always going to refer you business. And then again, your referral partners. Also think of your vendors. Okay, so I go in, I do marketing for my firms, but I'm always listening for ways that I can refer them business. So now as a vendor, I'm a partner of theirs, I'm going to refer out business. And because people know that I work with attorneys, they call me all the time. They call me all the time because they trust me. And then what do? I refer them out to my clients. And then if I don't have a client in a specific practice area, I still refer them to my clients because I know that my client can refer them to another attorney. So it's very, very important. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Can you explain what an avatar is?
Yeah. So this is just when I'm basing an avatar. That's a great one to segue into this. You're talking about who you're targeting. Okay? You're talking about that main person. What do they look like? What are their pains and frustrations? What are their goals and desires? What are their fears and implications? And what are their dreams and aspirations? Okay? So you're going after your ideal client. That's what I'm talking about with your avatar. So when people hear, they all come to me and say, oh, you work with attorneys. I love working with attorneys, and we only work with attorneys, but we don't work with all attorneys. Attorneys that have great jingles typically aren't great clients for us, or if they already have a big billboard, they're typically not great clients for us either. They're just not. I had a gentleman contact us from Hawaii, and I thought, oh my gosh, we get a business trip in Hawaii? And he just wasn't a good fit for us because I know my avatar. I know who I can help. I know who we want to serve, and we consider our clients heroes in the community. And so we typically don't have clients that come to us and they're like, and I hate to say it like they're looking for a quick buck, but it's like if you have a get paid, contact me and get paid message, they're just not great clients. So we've nailed our avatar. So I'm going to give you a couple things here. Eventually you want to take this and fill in the blanks. You know, what are their pains and frustrations? So for us, because we know our avatar goes into, let me get this in here. Our clients typically are attracting clients, but they're not attracting their best clients. So everything's coming in the door, and they're just running maybe a high volume practice. And they're like, look, I know I'm a great attorney, and I just don't seem to get the right person through the door. They could be tired of wasting money on marketing and then just some other things. They want to help people, but they don't know why their phones aren't ringing. We have our law students here. So they expect to get out and maybe want to open your own firm, and she expects the phone to ring. But now with 40,000 other attorneys or 39,999, why would I call you? So you have to know that. But you also need to know their goals and desires. Okay? You want to have a thriving practice or more clients, quality time with family. So think about the goals and desires of your clients. If they're on workers' comp, that's tough. They might want to just get well or get back to work so they can support their family. If they're injured in an accident, I'm all the time. I've never been in an accident, thank God. I don't want to be in an accident. I'm that secure driver that drives the speed limit because I don't want tickets either. But I don't want to be hit. I don't want to be injured. I don't have time to be sick. But if I was, then I'd go, to that attorney and say, look, I want to get well as soon as possible. So what are the goals and desires of your clients? If they're going through a divorce, especially culturally, it could be some embarrassment there and some shame. So they might want to keep it quiet or get it done quickly and things like that. Okay? And again, you have to know their fears and aspirations, their fears and implications, and dreams and aspirations. There we go. Fears for some of my attorneys, they're working 60 and 80-hour weeks. They don't want to do it forever. They're willing to do it to grow their practice. They don't want to be stuck in survival mode or, overwhelmed with a lot of debt out of law school. So again, for you, you need to be able to fill in these blanks for your clients. Now, this could be for the clients you want to attract. Okay, typically for the clients you want to attract. And then I know, okay, my clients, here are what their dreams are. So at some point in time, you want to be able to fill in the blanks for your main avatar. That prospective client, who is it that you want to attract? And once you attract that prospective client, for your current clients, they have to still see you as a trusted authority. And again, think of them as having a lifetime value. And in this book that I'm going to give out to some of the attorneys here, once they come in to see you, are you still following up with them? Are you staying top of mind with them other than a Christmas card? Are you sending out some sort of newsletter or even keeping them on your email list? Because again, if they don't trust you, they're not going to come back. They need to call you for anything, any challenge they have. They need to know that you can help them first. And again, other attorneys, typically that comes with the lunches and again, your referral partners. All right, so let's go here. We got identifying our ideal client. Okay. And again, let's talk about crafting your hero story. Now, this is very unique to my company. We call our attorneys heroes. So come on, let me get over to my next page. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's the clicker here. All right, I'll go into these. The hero story, our company, we call our clients heroes. And a lot of times I tell attorneys that they're shy on me. They're like, I'm a hero. And I'm like, you're helping people. You're an advocate for people that can't help themselves or don't have their own voice. You are absolutely a hero in the community. So with our blueprint, we suggest that you start with that video first. It's the only video that you should ever create that is all about you. Why did you decide to practice law? Why would I work with you? What's your background story? Who do you help? What sets you apart? Typically, we'll talk about going into the studio to record that instead of a DIY, and I'll show you why. There are some videos you can do that you just do it yourself, but this is the one that you do want to make sure that is the most polished because it's your first impression, and it's the one that when they watch it, it should almost bring tears to their eyes because it's the background of like, well, why do you do that? Then you're going to share that story. We'll talk about, of course, YouTube. LinkedIn. How many of you have LinkedIn? All should be raising your hands, right? LinkedIn has now these native videos, and I sometimes want to scream through my phone and say, oh my gosh, just because you can doesn't mean you should, because some of the videos are bad that people are uploading. But LinkedIn jumped on the bandwagon. We have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, but LinkedIn is for business. So if LinkedIn's jumping on and saying you need to do video, then you need to be using video. So we'll talk about those. Now, here's why with the videos on LinkedIn. Videos automatically position you as a thought leader, as an expert, and as an authority. And remember, because other attorneys are referring you business, they have to see you as a thought leader. Even when I refer out business to people, I'm very, like Cherish, you knew, okay, if I'm going to meet someone that Montina recommended, they're probably important. I am very particular about referring business. because I believe that it's me. And so I'm very particular about referring business. I only will refer business to people really if I've used the service or I just really see them as someone that can take care of that client. And then we're going to talk about recording more videos and recording frequently asked questions. I have something specific for you to do. But not just frequently asked questions, because people are actively searching on Google. There are so many searches. They go to Google and they're using Siri to do it. But what should they be asking you? There's the questions that they know they should, but what should they be asking you? So we'll talk about those. And we let them arrive at their own conclusions that you're the expert. All right, so the hero video is the one I told you about. Makes it easier for prospective clients to appreciate your story, establish trust, and build credibility. So we're going to take just a few seconds for each of you, not more than a minute, but I'm just going to ask you a question. I want you to think about, why did you decide to, number one, if you're practicing law or going into practicing law, or why did you decide to choose your career? For those of you that are in financial services. So we'll start with you, Brian. Why did you decide to practice law? Just one sentence. Help folks that can't help themselves. Go here. Why did you decide your career or to practice law? You can pass. Yeah. Keep passing. Jung? Good. Give a voice to those. Good.
Well, as an immigrant, I understand the anxiety of the immigration process. I want to help ease the anxiety.
Good.
Yeah, because I'm the product of immigration law. Yeah, because I immigrated myself from 10 years ago, and I know how the immigrant peers, how they get skills during immigration process.
Yeah.
Troubling the problem, so I want to help them.
Good. Good. Why'd you decide your career?
I'm a financial advisor.
Yes.
I'm bringing more financial confidence into families.
I like that. Good.
Just to stay consistent with the underlying theme, I wanted to help people.
Good. Look back here.
I became a lawyer because I wanted to help people.
Help people. There we go. Financial advisor.
So it's ever-changing markets, and they were never interacting boards, and also be helpful for people who really need the resources.
Good. All right, to the brother. Okay. Good. We talked about that. Good.
I'm a trial lawyer. I do criminal defense and personal injury. I just like verbally kicking butt.
All right, I like that. Okay, good. And see the stories that you heard. And we take those stories, and then what if we had that dramatic music? And what's your why? That's your hero story. It's your why. I'll have to come back to you.
Oh, just because I'm the very first lawyer in the family.
Oh, because we look and see, it makes you feel emotional when you're thinking about, why did you decide to do what you're doing? And it gives your clients a chance. They never get a chance to hear your story, because most of the time when I read attorney bios, it's all about where you went to school and your GPA and all of your involvement in associations. And the opposite end, we're just like, what can you do? Like, why? And they get to appreciate your story, and they need to hear your story. They need to hear why you decided. The frustration, the anxiety. I just wanted to help people, but they don't get to hear that from you, because they come in and it's all about the questions that they have, but they never actually get to know you. That hero story establishes trust first, because now they understand your background and why you do what you do, and it builds some credibility. A lot of times, I have a hero story on my website too, and some people get to watch, but I can quickly tell it here. When I was 18 months old, my mother actually abandoned me. I had a father that was in prison, where he later died after serving 19 of 20 years. So I actually went to live with my aunt, and by 16, she kicked me out, and I was homeless. I actually, by 18, I was pregnant, and I was living in the YWCA, and by 19, I actually was living in a homeless shelter with a 9-month-old baby. I still managed to get my GED, graduate with my master's, build my first home before I was 30, and now I run a company. So I'm like, brother here, I'm so sorry. But I'm a business owner, but it meant so much as I actually went through my career. Part of my story helped me, because people thought, well, wow, they wanted to help me. And when people people hear my story, especially my attorneys, are like, when I tell them I want you to win, they get it because they understand my background. But you need to establish that trust, build that. Okay? And it builds credibility because people can go back and they hear that and they're like, yeah, I want to work with that person. All right, well, Montina, what do I use for my hero questions? I'm so glad you asked. A lot of you are taking notes. You don't have to do it all here, but with your hero questions, you want to write down 10 questions that you can answer. And sometimes this is the most difficult for my clients because it really for them is, they feel like, well, it's not about me. Yes. There is one video, there is one time, even if you take these questions and build out a bio that's a Q&A bio instead of the regular, normal, oh yeah, I went to school here, and so what? They don't care. They want to have a connection with you. Whether they contact you because they may be a minority, maybe you look like them, maybe you're a woman like them, I don't know, but they're choosing you for a reason. So make it really simple where you write down at least 10 questions that you can answer that are all about you. Why did you decide to practice law? Why would clients choose to choose you versus someone else? What makes you different? It could be, yeah. So we do it, we don't even do it as an interview. We do it as a prompt when we do this type of video for our clients where they answer it. But it could be, yes. If someone were to interview you, what would they ask? Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes. But you really want, and it's not the normal, like I said, where'd you go to school at? Okay, you're, especially for attorneys, I always tell my attorneys, they expect you to know your stuff. Okay, it's just already expected. They expect you to exceed expectations. They expect you to be the best at what you do. That's it. I mean, that's just an expectation. Now, again, why would I make that choice? You want to do that hero. The 10 questions, and this is definitely homework for everybody. Write your 10 questions down. All right, so let's get into the rest of this. Okay. And again, prospective clients that know, like, and trust you, they're more likely to do business with your firm. And again, this isn't all about just prospective clients. Remember, it's about your prospective clients, your current clients, other attorneys that refer you business, or that you can refer business, and then your preferred referral partners or vendors that you're working with as well.
I went to law school because I wanted to learn more about protecting businesses. I'd been a business consultant for several years, learning how to protect the security and the financial systems of Fortune 500 companies. But I wanted to learn more about patents, intellectual property. Having been an engineer, I had a technical background, so I could blend that with my business experience and take it to the next level and protect businesses of any size. I've got an ability, because of my engineering and consulting background, to be able to immediately recognize the issues that businesses are facing when they have a dispute. I can relate to them on a level that's different from attorneys that don't have my business and engineering background, and it allows me to get right to the point, save businesses money, and set up a strategy quickly to overcome a dispute. I'm particularly proud about my first trial. I represented an executive who left a business, and it was a contentious divorce. And after a couple years, we finally got ready for trial, and we'd been seeking evidence for years about particular transactions, documents that the other business had. I was able to elicit from the office manager that she actually had been hiding documents. And so it was quite a turning point at trial. It gave me the confidence that I can stand up and be in a courtroom before the judge and the jury and be able to help clients, help businesses really enforce their rights and be able to get the right answer. Most of the time a client comes into the office, they have an issue that may be the biggest issue they faced in their entire business's existence. They could have an employee who has left and taken customers, they could have a trademark issue, but they may not have the trademark protected, or they could have a business divorce. I need to help them in a personal situation be able to see what the law affords them, help them out from a business perspective, and help them see, okay, do you want your business to have 2 or 3 years of a major dispute that's going to occupy the business owner's time, So we can help them balance how much time a lawsuit's going to take versus where their business needs to go, and help them understand what they can reasonably expect from a lawsuit and from a dispute. My family is my life. My beautiful, lovely wife, Bryn, is amazing. She's a rock of our family. We could not keep everything together without her. My two little girls are exuberant. They just have a love for life that is, it's fun, it's exciting, it's challenging. They are what drives me to keep coming to work every day to help businesses so that we can have a great family, a secure family. I'm quite involved with my church. I participate in the men's ministry and I assist the preschool as well. I've also been involved in several nonprofit activities, a couple of them focusing on Africa. When I met my wife, Bryn, she had just started a nonprofit in Rwanda. So we've worked with a couple of orphan centers in Rwanda. So my church, my nonprofit, it's something that is part of me, and I'm blessed with the opportunity to serve others. I want to be known for helping businesses protect and grow their core business. I want to help that owner be able to protect the business so that they can go about their day doing what they do best, running their business, making sales, and employing employees, growing their business, and I can help them with protecting. I am Barton Black with Barton Black Law, and we help business owners protect their business.
So with that example with Barton, when we actually were filming that and had everything down and we do kind of a research and we're talking about it, he's like, I want to talk about our nonprofit. I want to talk about our church. I want to talk about the community. He was very specific about the things he talked about. He wanted to feel a connection with people. Now, what stood out with the video for you? What stood out? His kids. Yeah, we didn't have a mic, I think, and we just couldn't even turn it down. He was so excited. His daughters. What else?
And seeing that background, because you think, okay, well, he's a business lawyer, so he's all, this is only one dimension of him, but he has this personal dimension and that personal connection.
Mm-hmm.
So he's more than a typical business attorney.
Right. Did establish some trust there, some credibility. Like you would be able to hey, I could send some clients this way. Anything else?
He's very likable too.
Yeah.
Looks professional, very confident, talk about successful cases. And
Yes.
the video itself is very well made, and it's obviously upscale and actually the quality of this.
Yeah. He's actually, that was taken at a really, really nice firm. But yeah, but it looks really polished and yes.
About
Mm-hmm.
the video, how come there was no one else in the office?
It was a Saturday. It was a Saturday. Yeah.
I got over that very quickly.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, it was
show.
just no. And actually, he's a solo. It's
Okay.
just him. It's just, yep, he's a Lone Ranger. So really, it is just him that you're going to work with. And that's kind of one of the points on his site. Look, you're going to get to work with me. And you won't get shuffled around. And if you're solo, you're solo. We're a small team with my office. Everything's in-house, but we're small. Jung, I'll make sure you get a copy. Nice meeting you. Any other questions for Brian? Okay. Anything else? That was about 4 minutes. It's a little longer than our normal ones. Yeah, it was only 4 minutes. Yeah. Did it seem? Yeah. Yeah, that one, he talked a little bit more than our normal ones. But, I mean, it was so engaging that we just kept it that. Well, I think it probably would come for about 20 minutes or so of video. Yeah, we just did so anyways, you could have a lot that you're saying, and basically everything that you heard him say was from a prompt. It was a question we asked, he answered it. It was a question we asked, he answered it, and then you pull it together. That's why those 10 interview questions are so important. Anything else? Yes.
Show his staff as well, just so people know that when they call, if he's busy with something or somebody's picking up the phone and answer questions.
Could be. It just depends. But again, he's a solo. He's not answering his phone. He does have someone that answers his phone, but he's a solo. Some of our larger firms will show more of the staff, but it just depends. All right, so let's talk about marketing distribution and Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and YouTube. I'm going to give you some tips here. Quick background for me. I've been on YouTube for about 9 years. So I have over 4 million views on the channel, 30-something thousand subs. I've been around. So a lot of times when people are talking marketing or social media or things, I'm like, yeah, I came about 9 years ago. So I've seen the internet kind of evolve and change. And I'll tell you, videos that have been online forever, those people that came in, whether they were great quality or not, those are some of the top videos still. Anyone on Twitter here? They're tweeters? You tweeters? Okay. Twitter tweeters. Facebook we talked about we all have, and then LinkedIn. You have to have LinkedIn. How many of you are active on LinkedIn every single day in terms of posting articles, videos? Daily? Okay. Anyone else? Yeah. LinkedIn, I don't know, but you go on LinkedIn daily, right? No? Yeah. Definitely should be on LinkedIn. Definitely should be on LinkedIn. All right, let's talk here about distribution. Videos position you as a thought leader, an expert, and an authority in your niche. All right, here. Oh, yeah, and make sure you're using them. Video promotion, again, things that we all talked about. I'm not going to really go through all of it, but they're important. We all know that people want to watch videos. All right, so let's just talk about LinkedIn. Now, with LinkedIn, again, if you have not heard, you can actually upload a native video to LinkedIn. So the way that, oh my goodness, make sure I'm holding this. The way that LinkedIn used to work was that you'd have to put in a link to YouTube or Vimeo or wherever, website. Now you can actually upload the video from your desktop, or you can upload the video from your phone. Okay. Another way, there's a lot of people just don't use this, but there's a place there where there's media, and you can actually just put a YouTube link and it shows up on your profile under your jobs or under your actual profile. So I always recommend that you put that YouTube link right there in the media. Another thing that you can do for white papers or presentations or webinars, you can put those there too. Okay, he has a couple of presentations that we've done with a client and their webinars. You can put them on SlideShare. So SlideShare is an application online, it's a tool, and it is owned by LinkedIn. A lot of people don't know that. And it gets a lot of traffic and a lot of business. And we always recommend putting up white papers, because then you can take that now link and put it on LinkedIn, and it embeds right there perfectly. And it also looks really great on websites as well. And again, they position you as a thought leader. Okay? It's called SlideShare. Yes, SlideShare. It's a fantastic tool that you can use. Okay, and it's all web-based. SlideShare. Oh, and another thing that I noticed, just kind of for me, make sure that you include your contact information at the top for your profile. It's, a lot of people just have it at the bottom of LinkedIn. That is so annoying. We put it right here. Put your address, your phone number, contact information, right, email address right at the top. Okay, so when people are looking at your profile, they come across you, they're there for a reason. Make sure it's easy for them to locate and contact you. All right, Facebook. Now, this is an immigration attorney out in San Diego, California. Now, he is very unique. This is not common at all. But he actually has 139,000 people that like his page. That's just not common at all. But he has a really good social media team, and they put a lot more out there than just, regular things all about law that, again, your prospective clients, your current clients could care less. Other attorneys, right, that's great, but they don't care. But he does immigration law. He's on Facebook, so you might want to check him out sometime. He does a lot of great videos and content. But you can actually pin videos on Facebook. So once you upload a video, quick tip for you is you can actually drop down. There's a little, the little triangle there. Just drop it down, and you can pin a video to your Facebook business page. Now, we're not talking about your personal page. It has to be a business page. And in terms of being a thought leader, it doesn't always have to be your video. So say you have some great content or information out there, it doesn't always have to be your video. You can put out some content. Now, don't put out a competitor's video. So if I want to put out some, don't do that. But if I want to put out some video tips, sometimes I put out other people's information so that they see I'm sharing content. I do it on LinkedIn too. Ben Glass, we're going to talk about his marketing. I do that. I put out a lot of his content information. I'm going to his event next week because I'm like, okay, if you're following Ben, then you're more than likely going to be a great client for us. Brian, your question? Oh, great. I'm so glad you asked that question. Typically, you're lucky if you can get about 100 likes. And I say lucky because think about it like this. Why would I like your page? Why? Family law. Why would I like your page? Criminal law. Why would I like your page? Workers' comp possibly, but why? What's the point for me to like your page? Versus, a business page or a public speaker's page or a coach or a consultant, or I don't know if I'm interested in a specific product. But for attorneys, you know, when I see them, now he, again, the last one, he's very unique. He shares a lot of quotes and memes and content and fun things. But typically, I have clients that have, you know, hundreds. I have one client, he's into marketing, and he recently ran a campaign to get more likes on his page, and now I think he has like 3,400 likes, and I'm so upset with him because he ran a campaign where he did some sort of quote to, didn't buy the likes, but he went to other countries to like the page. But what happens is now you have 3,400 likes, but these people aren't interested in your content. So I'm like, okay, great. Now we have 3,400 likes on your page and you're getting 1 or 2 likes on your post. So I always recommend for attorneys that you stay relevant, meaning at least take the time to post something once a week minimum. Once a day is just really optimum. Just something from your website, and I'll show you here how you can automate that. But you're never going to have a lot of likes. Like I said, Jacob, he's unique, but attorneys, and then when I see a lot of likes, typically I'm like, okay, you bought the likes. You're not going to have a lot of subscribers. You help people, and then they move on. But that's why you have to stay top of mind so that they know to come to you whenever they have any challenges. Yeah. And again, it depends. 100 is good, but you're not in a popularity contest, so you're never going to have a lot of likes because it's not for people to like you. You want them to do business with you. Now, the big thing with Facebook, the reason why I like to use it for our clients is we run a lot of ads. But what happens is we run a lot of video ads on the back end. So maybe not on their page, but we'll run an ad on an unpublished post. And I don't want to get too technical, but we're not in it for likes and all that. We're trying to convert clicks into clients. So I don't care. We have one client, give you an for instance, and you can look them up. They're the mold firm. And I think they have 40 likes on their page. No one wants to like them. But we've been able to generate over like 10, 11,000 views on a specific video because we're just running ads and get homeowners to click it and remediators. So the whole point is no one's going to like your page, but you want them to at least run ads so that you can generate and target them. Also, with family law, you can't remarket. Means you can't run ads on Google where they see it one time and then you market on the back end to them again. It's against schools' terms and conditions, their policies. But on Facebook, you can. So if they watch 3 seconds of a video, you can then show them another video or you can show them an ad when they come back on Facebook. So Facebook is phenomenal for marketing purposes. Okay. But again, Facebook in terms of your law page, you just want to put out blogs, articles, run some RSS, feeds there. But in terms of being popular, you're probably never going to be that popular on Facebook. Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like your regular blog. If you're going to compete between a regular blog and Facebook.
If you were going to compete between a regular blog and Facebook, I would say that all of you in here need to be taking whatever you put on your blog and putting that as an article on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where, again, remember most of your business, how many of you, especially attorneys, your business is coming from referrals? Yeah. Your business is coming from referrals. So you need to have articles on LinkedIn. I'd put a blog, LinkedIn, and then I would take a link from that blog, and then you can put it on Facebook. And if you do that once a day, I mean, golly, you're beating out more than 50% of the other attorneys that aren't doing anything. Okay? They're all effective, though. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube are the ones that we recommend. A lot of attorneys are using Instagram. And I always tell people, like, attorneys that use Instagram typically aren't even our clients because if you got time to sit around, most attorneys just don't have time to sit around and do Instagram. It takes a lot of thought. Yeah, your pictures, your quote, and then you have to kind of separate your family, your personal, depending on, especially in criminal law, you don't want to have your personal open from your business. So, no, leave Instagram. No, not right now. Twitter. Let's talk about Twitter. So this is Mitch Jackson. He's actually a friend of mine, more so than Facebook. Like I've talked with him. We've done some videos together. He has, 38,000, probably more than that now, followers on Twitter. He's an active tweeter. I mean, this man tweets so much. I'm like, Mitch, how do you have the time to do this all day? But again, there are ways that you can run. There's this site, if you write it down, it's dlvr.it, and it's called Deliver It. And it's like $10 a month, and you can run what's called RSS feeds that automatically will populate to Facebook or Twitter. I do this on my regular Twitter account from like the Atlanta Journal Constitution, like, places that I actually read above the law. And it's information I think that people that are following me would be interested in. Yes.
On Twitter, I saw people follow me, but is it unpolite to not follow, refollow?
No, I only follow people that I'm interested in seeing their content, and I'm very careful about who I'm connected to as well. And again, especially as an attorney, well, even financial services too. I don't want to be connected to everybody, so I don't auto. I think sometimes I think Mitch probably does. A lot of people auto follow back. I don't. It's a personal preference. I had a business coach tell me one year, do you want to be popular or do you want to be profitable? So I have to pose that back to you. Do you want to be popular or do you want to be profitable? Sometimes you can be both. But Mitch is one, again, for Twitter. He posts out a lot of videos, a lot of information. He actually targets, though, industry influencers that are dealing with a lot online. So he's going after his ideal target. Your person might not be on Twitter, but again, it's about, I always tell my clients for Facebook and Twitter especially, it's like looking open. If I go to your Facebook page and you don't have a post since 2015, I'm like, okay, are you in business? And people, they're seriously, they're on their phones we all have our iPhones out. They're on their phones, especially Christopher here. He hasn't put his down since we're on our phones. So they want to see if they're on Facebook. So you need to show that you're open, and Facebook ranks. So when people go to search your name, if you have not Google searched your name, if you have not Googled yourself, Google yourself. I always say that is the most important search that you should know is your name. The most important search. What else is coming? Now my name's unique. So it's just me and Beyonce's background singer, Montina Cooper. She and I are the only two. But you need to know for your name who's coming up, because your clients are going to look you up, misspell your name if your name is kind of hard to spell, and see what else or who else comes up, because you might be surprised, okay? All right, and so Twitter, again, it's just looking like you're open. You can post once a week to look like you're open. And Facebook as well. All right, so your YouTube channel, all of you have a channel, and everyone will say, I don't have a channel. If you have a Gmail account, then you have a channel, and if you don't, YouTube would be happy to make one for you. But it needs to also look a little polished, okay? So if you start doing any type of videos, you need to make sure you have your logo there, and, how are people going to contact you? And there's just other, hide your likes. For some reason, I go in, a lot of my attorneys, their kids are watching their YouTube channels. I think they're just logged in. But remember, if you like something that people can see it, it's all open at first, so you need to hide that. And it doesn't matter, but you don't need people because it shows up underneath your channel. Oh, you like this. And I'm like, yes. It shows up. Yeah, it shows up. So you need to hide that. And YouTube, you can go into like their advanced. There's actually when you log in, there's a little cogwheel, and you can just go in. There's certain things you need. We go in and hide the likes. We hide things like that. But I can always tell what their kids are watching because it comes up under recommendations. Right. So I talked to an attorney, actually Joe Hibachi. You know Joe? He's a criminal law attorney. He's on like Real Housewives of Atlanta. I actually had talked to him this morning about something, and he was like, yeah, this certain ad I watch, it just keeps coming up all the time. I said, Joe, did you watch like 3 seconds of an ad ever? Yeah. Well, that's why they keep showing it to you. So if you go on and you keep seeing ads, they're showing it to you over and over and over. That happens as well. But again, with your channel, once you put videos and things up, YouTube lets you put links in. Whenever you're creating a channel, put a link back to your website. YouTube's an authoritative source. Facebook's authoritative, Twitter's authoritative. That's why I recommend, hey, yeah, you can blog, but if you're not getting a lot of traffic, put it on these sites that are. It's like people selling products. I'm like, is your product on Amazon? No. Why not? People are already going to Amazon. Go where the people are already fishing. All right. Again, why social media marketing? Why Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and of course your YouTube? Again, it's positioning you as an authority, industry leader, an influencer. It's free word of mouth marketing. Okay, it's out there. It's information. It's an easy way to promote an article, a book, a blog, or a video. Just again, sending a link. And it does not have to always be your website, your blog, your information. There's a lot of information out right now about opioids. If you have a specific client and they're targeting that industry with the doctors and everything, and they have to share a lot of content around that. So anything that positions you as a thought leader, anything from a financial standpoint that you can share, you want to share. All right, Cherish and I were talking about an overall marketing plan. You have to have a plan. This is kind of like, don't just throw up the marbles and just throw it up and just hope it's going to stick, and don't build out a hope strategy. You want to establish your law firm as an authority on and the clear go-to for what. Brian, I love it what he said. I'm just, I do workers' comp. That's all I do. People get really confused about certain things, and you want to just make it easy. Now, it doesn't mean you don't do other things, but what are you going to be the go-to expert for? For us, we just do video. We just do attorneys. We wanted to make it really easy, and people still come to us and say, "Well, do you do video for this?" And when I was young and come business, I needed the money. I was like, "Yeah," but just don't tell anybody. Now I'm like, "We're too busy. We can't." But we just, we'll refer it out. But you have to be known for something, especially here in Georgia, in Atlanta. You have to be known. So your goal, and then what's your what here with your strategy? Educational videos, networking, a weekly blog. Do you have time to do either on video? All of you have your phones. Your phones have voice memos. So if you don't have time to actually do a video, if you don't have time to write the blog, use your voice memo. And just record it as a voice memo. You can upload. You can't upload the voice memo, but what you can do is there's a website called SoundCloud. It's free. You can upload the memo there, and you can just put the link on your blog, and people can listen to you. It's better than nothing. And then tactical, with software, with agency, are you going to do it internally, or are you going to do it yourself? And remember, you'll have a copy of the presentation. Okay, so we talk about in my company that every law firm needs 4 types of videos. And again, it goes back to being creative internet authority, or kind of like the CIA. And we talk about it in terms of building out a heat map. You need a hero video, you need educational videos, you need authoritative videos, and you need thought leadership style videos. So these are all videos that help build a strong online campaign. Here for our particular firm, they have educational videos. They have a lot of different practice areas. There are about 100 plus attorneys. But they have one for family law. They got some workers' comp webinars. They got the 10 most common violations of Family Medical Leave Act. And I mean, she gave 10, but it was so much information. I think it was like 10 minutes of content. So I looked at Ulysses, and so we broke it out into 3 separate videos because we didn't really want the videos. You'll have everyone say different things. Some people do attorney videos and say they need to be 60 seconds or less. I don't think so. However long it's going to take, but you don't want to put up a 10-minute video. 3 to 5 minutes max. Like that hero video is about 4 minutes, but you'll never watch it again. People come see it. They know a story. They're not going to watch the story again. But if they want to be educated on something, they'll watch that again because they're looking for answers. Especially on workers' comp, they're specifically looking for information. And I always say high educational practice areas like your workers' comp, bankruptcy, family, criminal, employment law, business. People are online looking at state. You want to, I called Cherish, I was like, I sent you an email like, hey, it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. You want to be aware of what month it is. Truck accident month was recently, but nurses month. I mean, you want to think of these things and highlight and answer questions. And then you put that on your website as a library. And it's not overnight. It takes a little bit of time. But once you start getting that content up there and people start viewing your content, it lasts for perpetuity, okay? And I always say 1 is just not enough. I mean, I don't know if you want to watch Bart's video again. Probably not. But you want to have videos that tell your story, but then you want to have videos that maybe introduce others at your firm that we talked about. You want to have videos that talk about maybe the culture of the firm, and then like I said, the frequently asked questions, your should ask questions, why should I work with you, those type of questions. All right, so let's talk about building out a 30-day plan. Day 1, write a top 10 questions to ask to find the perfect attorney for your case. And who's going to do that? Who's going to write that out? Who's going to be the first person? Brian? Okay, cool. I want to give away a book. You're welcome. And the reason I asked that is because, Brian, if you turn to page 194 in the book, and make you read it now. 194. And I'm going to pass it around because this is going to be a book for someone else. But what do you see there?
Ask the right question.
Ask the right. He gives you 10. Can you read out a couple of them?
Are you board certified? Listed as best lawyers in America.
Yeah.
What is your AVO consumer rating? Are you listed in super lawyers?
Mm-hmm.
you have real testimonials? Can you send me your information package before we meet? Will you give me a full written statement, a full written settlement evaluation before we negotiate with you?
Yeah. So you just build up your own questions. I mean, and the gentleman that wrote this book, he's my favorite. We have partnered with him. We sponsor events. I love it because he's an actual attorney. So I'm up here, I'm not an attorney. I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a marketer. I know my stuff when it comes to marketing. He's an actual attorney. He has a practice and he helps attorneys market. And I love working with him because I'm sitting up here saying, well, you need to ask the top 10 questions. You're like, yeah, right, Montina. Oh my gosh. But I'm like, okay, hold on. It's not what I say. Ben says it too. There's another thing that he talks about in the book that I'm going to show you as well. Brian, can I borrow your book? It's one of my favorite pages in here that we work with our clients for. How many of you have, thank you, a follow-up blueprint? How many of you know what I'm talking about when I talk about Cherish? What's your follow-up blueprint? Yes.
Oh, okay. Just so I'm working on it right now, but I'll have my staff email them and then follow up and then send them like an estate planning handout.
Good.
With the pricing, and then I'll try to log it into a client, like a kind of like a CRM, client connection, and then if I haven't heard back from you, follow up again.
Good. Page 109 of this book, Brian, if you turn that page 109. There is, right there, yeah, is that 109? There's an actual follow-up blueprint. You need a follow-up blueprint. I'm going to give you, because you answered the question, Cherish, but you have to have, and he says, okay, I have, like she said, I'm mailing some direct mail. I'm doing email. He has a video sequence. I might have a book that he's sending to them. So asking the right questions. You might send out that handout. We have 10 things you need to ask before you hire a legal video marketing company, because people ask us a lot of questions. And every question, especially with attorneys, we just create an FAQ document and we just send it out. How can you make it easy for me to choose you? Because guess what? Now I'm shopping around, I'm looking around. How and why would I choose you? So yeah, page 109 is great for there. So day one, when you leave here today, just write out 10 questions to ask to find the perfect attorney for your case, okay? All right, day 5, record the top 10 questions to ask to find the perfect attorney or the best attorney for your case on your smartphone or your computer. Just record it. That's it. Make it simple for you. If you're stuck in Atlanta traffic, put your headphones in and just record it. Then, day 7, you can publish it as an article on LinkedIn. Okay? And don't be afraid to actually use that link from your LinkedIn and put it on your Twitter or your Facebook. You can actually do that as well. Okay, LinkedIn is a great site. And again, your Avo takes video and Justia as well. Day 10, build 10 social media posts from the article because you have 10 questions. And now you can link back to your blog or your LinkedIn, or again, if you use SoundCloud, or if you just decide to record a video. And if you have a face for radio, you can record from your screen. Okay, so just no excuse, right? Oh, I'm sorry, not to meet you, Brian. Not at all. Not at all. No. And then days 15 through 30, just share the content. You have to start it, and you just have to share the content. And then just be consistent with that. Okay, now I have the top 10, and just do this month. And then next month, the top 10 frequently asked questions, and then the next month, the top 10 should ask questions. And then the next month, the top 10 things you need to know about estate planning. And then the next month, you can just do whatever it is, okay? Just keep going, okay? All right, so why is the quality important? Let's talk about that. If you're going to do it yourself, at least, again, you guys have to realize, especially as attorneys, there are just certain videos, even if I do them, they're quick and they're fun on Instagram, they disappear in 24 hours. But if we're actually doing something now in-house, we use our backdrops. Ulysses comes. I used to do all my videos myself. I taught him how to edit, but I just don't do it anymore. I'm like, we have to look a little polished for a video company. Get a tripod. You probably don't think your phone weighs much, but it does. And something like this is maybe $20 on Amazon. And then I have like a little case here, I think, for iPhone 7. This right here was like $40 more than the case. But you can, get something. This is a small one for an iPhone. It's okay. iPhones take great video. If you don't want to invest in a camera, it's okay. Use what you have, again, for your do-it-yourself videos. It's fine. Make sure that you look at your backdrop and in your office, I always recommend don't do it against a blank wall. You know, maybe have your books in the background, or maybe showcase your office a little bit more. Look at your lighting. Get a lapel mic that goes right into your iPhone. Those are $20. So you might spend $100, but at least if you do it yourself, you have good audio. Make sure you have some good lighting, and it's steady so it doesn't move around, because it does look bad. And then that one, you know, that's just a fun one that we use. And you can schedule a free consultation with me. If you go here on our website, there's a checklist right there. We give you the 10-point checklist, starting guide to building a powerful video marketing plan for your law firm. And again, my company deals only in video because everyone right now has a website. There's nothing that's going to separate you. And it's going to be like that. 10 years ago, people were like, oh, I need a website. Now it's like, yeah, I kind of think I want to do video. And then 10 years from now, everyone's going to have video. And it's going to be a matter of, did you start first? Or are you going to be, you know, now one of those that are trying to jump in? What questions can I answer for you? Yes.
You came in late, so I don't know if you kind of covered this topic or not. But how many, like, kind of like what Brian was asking, how many reviews, like client reviews or testimonials are
Mm-hmm.
pretty typical or expected? Like, if you have 7, it's like you only have 7 reviews.
What I see from my attorneys, so I have a law firm on, and they're on Google, over 100 attorneys. They don't have any reviews. I mean, I think it's just ridiculous. I think it's a matter of you need to ask. And so it just, again, it goes back to what you say. It depends. I just think most of my attorneys don't ask. I don't think that they're not asking. It depends. I don't think, again, your consumer, sometimes I think as attorneys, you all give your consumers a little bit too much credit. Like, they have a problem. They're not necessarily shopping for, like, they're not, I'm a consumer, not putting down, like, how many reviews you have. They're looking for answers to their problem and more solution based. So they're looking for that more so. Not saying they may not look at your reviews, but I'm the type of person, I'll go in, I like to read all the 1 stars. That's where I start with anyone. I'm like, okay, if you got all 5, come on, you're not perfect. So you should ask for reviews. I like for my attorneys to have 5, 7, 10 reviews, but I just think they're not asking. And a lot of my clients, I get on them and say, for us, we go out, we ask for reviews from all our clients, but you have to ask for the reviews. But again, sometimes I think you give your consumers too much credit because they're not laying it side by side and shopping around like you think. All my attorneys say that, but they're not.
Is there a particular platform that's more influential for the reviews? Is a Google review better than an Avo review, better than a Superlawyer review or a LinkedIn review?
Remember your avatars, right? So it depends. So for your prospective client, Google, definitely. And Facebook. But you get a negative, like I have a mold firm and someone left a review and it's not even a client. We literally couldn't delete the review, so we had to hide all the reviews. So be careful. Yeah, because we're like, she left a long paragraph too. And we're like, you're not even, like, you don't, what is this? But Google, definitely, because again, where are people searching nowadays? They're going to Google. And it comes up top of mind. So I would definitely recommend Google. Now, you all think, well, they should be on Avo. Well, remember, mostly your attorneys are searching, and Avo is a directory, and they're competing for that top space on Google like everyone else. They're just a directory. Super Lawyers, Best Lawyers, Avo, Justia, they're lawyers.com, HG. They're just directories that are fighting for space on Google. Go after Google. Get your reviews on Google. Then, I just did a video about this recently. If you get awards, recognitions, anything, take those awards and recognitions and see if you can get those put into like a graphic. We use video all the time, and promote it on your social media and your LinkedIn. Like, I see the reviews, and a lot of attorneys don't do anything with the reviews. So we take our clients' reviews and we'll actually put them on Facebook, and we created like a little image that says what our clients say, and just throw the review up. Promote your reviews. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They'll find me and then they'll say, this guy legit. And then, look, the conversion factor is that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, then I definitely recommend it, and Ben recommends it in the book, that you have an Avo premium profile. He says between like Avo and Justia, you should have premium profiles with them.
So about that, and about, putting focusing on Google, what I've heard is anytime anyone's looking for attorneys and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing a Google search engine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what most people are doing on their phones, right? So you as a practitioner aren't not very likely to come up on top of the Google search. Avo, Justia, and all those are, because they're paying for it.
Yep.
And they have the content. So instead of fighting for Google, they say to fight for Avo and Justia and be on their top, pay for them.
Yep.
That way, when people do go to, when Avo and Justia come up on top on Google, they go in there, and then
You're there. You're top.
right?
That's what I said. I definitely would recommend a premium Avo or Justia. And I recommend that you go in and look at it again from give the family member that's not an attorney and say, hey, look at this. And what do you think? That's why I put your videos on there and put your content on there and make sure it links back to your website, links back to your Twitter and your Facebook, and you look like you're open. But again, from a consumer perspective, and ask. I have one client, I said, well, how many people see your video? And he's like, oh, I have an ask. First thing I do when someone contacts us, because we tell our clients, run ads, and we're on Facebook, we're everywhere. How did you find out about us? And we go in and we have lead scores, and we want to know where they came from. So ask them, well, how did you find us? What was what made you choose us? And so now they're helping you create your hero questions. But ask. And ask for the testimonials. When they come in to get the check or just whatever it is and come in to sign the papers, ask for the review. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then, like I said, there are going to be times where people leave negative reviews online. It happens. It happens to firms all the time. You definitely want to go in and do a Google alert if you have not already. It's free, and put your firm name in and your name in. So that if someone puts in, and I have had clients call me and say, hey, I need you to put this person on radar. Like they left really angry about, like the divorce and things like that. And we put that client's name in because we want to know if they mention, you at least, want to know what's out there. And a lot of times you can either manage a reputation or you can market a reputation. With our clients, we want to market a great reputation. So even if something negative comes up, you're keeping the negative things pushed down and the positive things at the top.
I had that happen to me on Apple. He left me an amazing review, and then he wanted the case file. He's in Turkey, and I'm like, I can email it to you. I'm not gonna, unless you pay me, I'm not gonna send. His file was this big. Unless you pay me, I'm not mailing the file to you unless you pay me for it. Or I can scan it. I can have it professionally scanned and send it to you. And then he came back and deleted his awesome review and wrote a horrible one. So the way I managed that was, I actually responded back to him.
Oh, absolutely.
Very professionally, very courteously, kind of explaining. And please tell us what else we can do.
Right.
So that we can better serve you.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Right.
But it's still there.
That's why I recommend marketing your reputation. One of the things that we do with all our clients is we screenshot every review when it comes in. We screenshot it. I mean, if they, it hasn't happened to us. But that's, if it does, I'm glad now because, for us, it was just having that print there. But now hearing your story, I'm like, I'm really glad that we do that. But it was really just kind of just having it to put on the website. Instead, a lot of people just copy and paste it right there. We screenshot every, because then you would have had the original review. Well, you just screenshot all of it with his name. You're like, okay, and you could have referred, because you can put that on your website because he already left it. Yes.
Every month I have great aspirations to do blogs.
I think we all do.
But sometimes I fall short.
Yeah.
Every month. Is it worth paying someone to do blogging, or there's a couple of folks that I've seen that actually have paid blogs. I know they've never blogged before in their lives, but they're out there.
Yeah, they do. I mean, we have clients that we offer as part of our video. Just we hire tier clients. I just still recommend. I don't prefer to write. I love doing video. I love doing audio. And I mean, I was a school teacher, and I still prefer to do it that way. Pull out the voice memo on your phone, because having something out there is better than nothing. You can pay, but the challenge that I run into when I read these is it's just not your authentic voice. Like what you see here, you hear from me and you read it. I like things to be my authentic voice, but that's me. If you don't care, pay somebody, whatever's going to work for you. But I really believe it's really important to have your own authentic voice. It's just me. So I really can't recommend, but you should have something. The biggest thing about your website, and again, if you can't do it weekly, you can schedule some time, but you all have business development. Maybe you have marketing, and you guys have business development. It's separate, okay? What I would recommend then is at least monthly going in your site. If you have not touched your site or edited your site in the past, you're laughing, a long time, months, go in and refresh something, your bio, put a picture up, do something, show Google that you're in business and your website's just not sitting there doing nothing but being a brochure. Something once a month. You know, you were at an event today. You all could go and talk about being here today and putting up a picture, but put something on your website. Like, so even if it's just that picture, it's showing Google that when they're calling, like, oh, okay, it's been refreshed. Okay. If you have any other questions, all my contact information is here. I want to be honorable and respectful of the time that I was allotted, and I'm done. Okay, so thank you.